talk about the chart today. Okay, so opened it up, and the 4-hour chart this morning looks like it's sitting right on the gold SMA, and therefore I am almost certain, even though it's downtrending, I was suspecting that it was not going to go below this point right here. So that did affect my trades for sure. And I made a prediction as to where I thought it might go, and I drew a gray box right here, which also matched up with the gold SMA over here. All right, it's a little bit risky here, I said, but I chose to go long because I was watching these candles form, and it started forming a green one, and then it started a little higher. So I went ahead and went long. And everything down here is saying don't do that. But like I said, this space that's here, I thought would be filled eventually, and it's sitting on the gold SMA. So it did start to drop. Didn't lose a whole lot of money here. But I went ahead and put in a stop just in case I was wrong, because I really didn't want it to drop all the way down to there, and that would be a bunch of money. All right, it kind of reset itself and started to go up, and it's like, okay, all right, this can be good. Very happy. And then it dropped again and actually got stopped out. But it was only $100 loss, so it was not a big deal. And like I said, I wasn't horribly surprised because of the MACD down here too. And it just kind of hesitated there. It didn't drop too far, and I felt like it was really fighting it. So I tried another long at this point. The MACD is looking like it's kind of reset, and it's looking better. So looking good so far. And of course, we're going to find some resistance level there, which it didn't stay at for very long. And then it dropped again. And seemed to hesitate again and wanted to go up. It's like, okay, I'm still thinking longs are probably good right now. That's awesome. And so I put a limit order in kind of where I thought it would probably go, where I'd want to get out. Seems to have broken through support, but it's struggling, obviously, because it is downtrending and the MACD is not looking good. But the fact that it's pushing back that hard is a very good sign, actually, with all these other signs. All right, that red line that was going to cross there was just driving me nuts. So I went ahead and canceled that, and then I redrew the lines over here. And you can see, actually you can't see back over here, but that's the highest that it's been was the 2 orange lines here, and then the immediate place here was the peak over here that was last. All right, I tried to get out and it missed it. It didn't take it. And so I panicked and tried to reverse, and that didn't take. And so I decided, you know what, this was just after the opening bell. So it started to move kind of fast. It's like, I really don't think it's going to drop too far. So I went in, put my limit order back in, tried to bolster myself up. And then I bolstered myself up even further because it really did feel like it was turning around. The MACD is looking good. This is the last peak. It's just going to take a while to get there, I think. So even that was a big drop here, I'm not at a big loss. And then I noticed this article right here, Fed speakers. So I looked ahead and saw that they were going to speak at 10 a.m. So I was like, okay, well, that probably explains why it's going so slow this morning. All right, so then I pointed out here the RSI. This is higher than that peak, even though this is lower than that one. However, on this chart, the 5-minute chart here, you've got it matching the price action. But you can also see the bottoms over here. This is higher than that one, even though this is lower than that one. So there is a bit of a discrepancy. It's kind of subtle, but if you look really close, you can see that. All right, so we're right at break even. I'm at $100 loss still. It's dropping down a little bit more. I'm hanging on. came back up to break even again, and I lowered my limit order, my exit order. I'm trying to not maybe hope for quite such a big movement. All right, it went up and I missed getting out, and so I decided, I don't know, it may drop again, and I'm just going to maybe ride the wave. So I went ahead and got out and whittled back a little bit of my losses, and decided to get in short at this point because it looked like the MACD was turning, and I thought, well, I could maybe, even if it's just dropping a little bit, maybe I should just hope for smaller movements. So I actually canceled it because it didn't take, and I decided maybe I ought to just wait. I was a little bit on the fence this morning about stuff, and I kept falling down one side and the other, kind of questioning myself. So yeah, I just took a little break and then came back to it. Okay, I can definitely see it bottoming out here and turning up. MACD's looking good, everything's looking good. So I went ahead and did a long at this point, and I put in a stop order. And actually, I couldn't quite wait till 10 o'clock. So I actually put that order in just before 10, but I did put my protective order in at a fairly conservative spot. All right, and then it went up and it kind of peaked out here. And I decided I just wanted to get out at a very small profit. And so I did. Now I'm gotten completely out of the hole. Very, very small profit, basically just covered my commissions, so break even. And it went up even further. So this is very encouraging. All right, so now I've decided I definitely was right this morning. I'm pretty sure it's going to go up, and I'm waiting for a good opportunity to get in along. And I waited, and it just kept, I don't know, feeling like it was going to go up. It's already broken through the support. So I went ahead and placed a long. And again, as typical, I usually jump the gun. So it dropped, wasn't terribly surprised, and then it showed that bounce movement stronger and stronger, and even though it dropped again, I felt like it was worth hanging on. So I said, if you look at the 15-minute chart over here, this is why I put my exit order in kind of at the peak right here. And if you look at the longer term chart, it does kind of look like it's heading up. So that was pretty encouraging. But the only thing was I just want to make sure that momentum just stayed strong. And we had some serious resistance levels to get through before it went up too far. All right, this is looking good. Still looking good. Now I'm at $100 profit. And I decided, yeah, I'm just like trying to bite off too much here this morning. I'm going for these huge orders, and I probably should just take the smaller ones. So I went in, put in my sell order, and got out $112 profit. And then I decided, okay, I think it might drop down, and it probably will drop down to this point here. I will ride that down. That's a good little chunk right there of a short. So I rode the short down and got out kind of prematurely, actually, because it started looking like it was going up. So I think I got out basically where I got in. And then I put in another buy order here, and I believe I raised that up. Let me go double check. I had it at 55.25, 55. Okay, so yeah, I got it just a couple ticks above where I had originally put it in. So now I'm in a long, and the MACD is high, but it's really showing like, yes, it is going up. Hanging on, bounced off the support, and then it all of a sudden just started to go way up, which is what I had been kind of looking and hoping for all morning long. So I put in my limit order, a little bit high. I kind of almost missed it there. And then it, shoom, went up. And I got out at 4.25, which was pretty awesome. So there we are. I was happy to be done at 10:40 this morning, a little bit longer than I normally want to trade, but there we are.